Are you able to hear me? Hello. Able to hear me,
Uh,
Sudhakar?
Yeah, hi.
yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Let me see. Oh, this is. So yeah. So now just think in this point of view that put away has a, see here, there is a 50 a storage type 50, 20, 10 and 80. So my source storage type is staging 910 and destination you want to, if the product come under this one, then you want to move, or maybe under this one, or maybe all. So in this case you have to put the 4 different entries for this one, and this is the source and destination. So system will identify based upon the next steps, system determine the destination one. And
Can you open that drop down list once? The type. Yeah, open that. Can you open that? Yeah. So Hyrex storage. Okay. Okay.
any confusion?
No, good. Yeah.
So this is the storage type. So based upon this one, system know that what are the source and what are the destination. In between that, if this is the setup here, the you want to route in the different steps, then system trigger intermediate storage. This is called the intermediate. So intermediate means that your source and destination is fixed. In between that they are diverting the one steps for other activities like a packing id point or maybe the deconsolidations, these activities. So based upon this one system can determine here you want to HU, complete HU, empty HU, partial one, and all these things. So you can set up if this is what kind of things you want to do. If nothing, then not relevant kind of things. You can set up. This will execute in all the cases. If you need only in HU cases, then you have to see here there is a HU task only. So, and these are the sequence. So if you maintain for the 1, 2, 3 multiple kind, then system automatically take as a sequence.
So in some cases, we see the intermediate bin is there, and in some the intermediate bin is blank. So
This is
what does
not,
it mean?
yeah, this because if I remove here, then there is a nothing. Means that system will currently this is not configured. System, if you don't give this one, if there is only one bin in this one, system can identify there because there is a, by default there is a one bin. But if there is a multiple bin, then system will not identify. So generally the best practice is that from here to here better to put one-to-one relationship. So your intermediate location is always fixed. You cannot put the dynamic. If there is a multiple bin and you want system determine the bin, in LOSC system will not determine the bin. You have to give very specific bin. And if there is only one bin, system will always determine because there is no other part in that. So that is the difference.
Okay.
Any other part you want to discuss?
Yeah.
Sudhakar, Anand, RK, any other confusions? Because these are the input parameters.
So, so,
Yeah, go ahead.
so one thing on these, some of these lines, like the warehouse process type is not configured. So, like why are these
No,
not configured? Like,
this is
are they
this
not
is
used or?
required because this is not set up
Okay.
properly. Because if you want to use this one,
Okay.
then system will tell. Currently, you can say
Okay.
if I remove from here also, then you can remove. So just delete this one because this is not in use. But once the system trigger, they require this process type.
Okay.
And you are here, just try to see where you assign the POSC. Storage process under this one. Here what your storage process name is come, in the POSC you assign here. So in the POSC case, just think in this way, that in the POSC case WOCR is mandatory, but in LOSC case the WPT is mandatory only. But you can by default also system determine the WOCR, means the WOs. You can use the by default WO also. So this will trigger because your WPT is determined. But in the LOSC case, POSC case, you have to identify what are the WOCR should trigger. You have to assign this one here, then system trigger this one. So that is the also one difference here. POSC always trigger through the WOCR. Okay, let's see if I put some more information inside my slide. So that's why just we see in the configuration. And here what you are talking about the workstation, what the system identify. That's why you are talking about how the system identified what kind of work you are doing. So the another interim, the ID points and all these things is called here set up as this one, and this is the warehouse parameters in the work center, and you have to put these parameters, what kind of things you have to do. So these are the master data. And here they put away the things is that this POSC is, sorry, this should be LOSC. LOSC is configured here in the storage process in WPTs. Here see, this is the put away. It means that this is the inbound scenario, and these are the parameters that manual W fabrication. These are the, we are basically there. And here this is coming as a, this is the name of your LOSC. So you have to identify the name here first. Storage type, then that's why you are trying to discuss here is the what is the rule, the PACE you are putting here in the material master. Based upon the PACE, system determine what are the destination. Source is already there. Once you receive the goods, or all the once you receive, then source is determined, or maybe the source system aware about the source, where is the stocks, and based upon your configuration, system determine the destination, and in between that what are the intermediate steps or storage type or bin you are setting up. This will route the product in these steps, so you will get the one extra step to perform the activities here. This is called the workstation, the rule, and the POSC. This is this is the POSC. If you route for the workstation point of view, you are doing some external steps, you can also assign here in the work center that some VAS related activity you are doing, like value added activity, that suppose that you have a same components and everything, but in the different language. Like once your product is going to China, eh, Japan, or Europe, you have to give their manuals in the different way. So you have to pick the product, and you have to from the different place for the sending parameters. You have in the pack the manuals in the proper language, instruction in the proper language. So this activity is done in the called the VAS activity, value added service, because you are adding the value on this one. Suppose that your pin, 3 pin is charging pin in the different country has a different one. 2 point, 3 point, flat, round, and all. So once the company is your product is same, but what will happen? You have to send the right components to the customer. So how you do this one? As for the your determinations, which country, system will first pick the different components, and this will come in one common area where you pack, and that is called the value addition of the original product.
So,
And
Sanjay, like, so we can, I mean, I think we can mix up the process-oriented control and also this LOSC, right? I mean, for example, in an intermediate location, they can do counting, and all those, I mean, process steps, right? I mean,
correct.
so they can mix up both.
Yeah, you can. This is the first line. I think that I remember. Let me check here.
So when we mix up both, I mean, is there like a separate configuration or the same configuration?
This is the same. So you can combine the process-oriented storage control and layout-oriented storage control. Process-oriented is take the control first, means they has a priority, and layout has a lower priority. But you can lot of places exactly the one is not useful, means I cannot say not useful, but the thing is that one is sometimes not giving the 100% solution. People is try to accommodate these two both scenarios together. So they can put the, suppose that I define the two process steps, that one is that picking, another is the loading, but in between that if there is a staging process required, so you know what is the source for the picking, what are the source destination for loading, but in between that if this is the staging task you want to trigger, you can use the LOSC in between that. If you want to define the staging process is itself, you can also use this one, but you can combine all these things. That's why I tell you there is a very thin difference between the LOSC and POSC, and how you use this one, that is total the consultant and business process, how you define best upon this one.
So can you like give a demo? I mean, of this. I mean, maybe like a process oriented storage control, or in the system, maybe like an example,
I try to configure. Let me first will do the configuration. Next week I
Right.
will not available because I have to travel for the different place. So next week there, I will put in the group also. But once I come, then I will try to configure and give me some time. I will try to configure and show you how this will take up the different tasks.
Yeah, it's like more of like, of course, we are listening, but it's like bits and pieces. I mean, So if you see the whole, maybe like a whole step, like a demo, then it will make sense. I mean, it's easier to remember.
Okay, let me check if, because I have to check from all the configuration, all the nodes. So I will try to configure, and then I will first I will configure and let you know. Sure, this one and the packaging one. This two is in my
Okay.
this
Thank
one.
you.
We'll try to do this. Yeah. So this is one of the important parameter means the concept or functionality you are using in EWM. This LO means the process oriented and layout oriented. Because
Sanjeev,
you
can you
for the
explain?
complex warehouse, always the source destination, the from the picking and the from the goods receipt point of view, you are not directly issue the material from one point to the in the warehouse from the final locations or maybe the out for the from the warehouse. You have to go through the few interim steps. So all these steps is required to configure. Without this process oriented and layout oriented, interim steps don't come in the picture. So, and system will not create the task for everything. So suppose that one task is created, I has one HU. First steps create the task. Second steps automatically create the task in the same quantity, same HUs. So nobody can take this HU for the another activity, or maybe they cannot pull this HU for another deliveries, because this HU has a task is associated with this one. So this will only once you verify through the RF gun delivery, all these things system in the background, the reference number is associated with this one. Till then task is associated with the HU, there is a reference number of delivery. You cannot pick these things for the another purpose. So system will always carry task, verify these steps, so that till last point no mistakes, there is no mistakes from the system. Always verification required, system verify and process for the next steps. So is this clear? Something?
Yeah, we understand the concepts. I think as Brahma was mentioning, maybe we see the whole process configured and then use it where exactly this is going to be triggered when we create a inbound and outbound processes. Maybe that would give us a complete idea.
Let me check, means first I have to spend some time for the configuration and all, then I will tell you someday. I will show you the demo on this. Okay. Okay, thank you. And next week most probably I'll be not there, so I'll tell you already. So after that I'll come and we'll start. Now there is a few more important topic is that there are physical inventory and I think that PPF and all these things. So we'll try to cover those topics.
So Sanjay, like while you are out for the next week, like what are the things we could practice? So give us some something like so that we will practice and we will prepare for ourselves ready.
So
Like
first try to do the inbound and outbound process and put the indicator PAC source. Try to move the product. Suppose that if I'm giving the indicator, is this going to the right bin or not? What is the storage type? Means the WPT is determined. So change the current configuration WPT to your defined WPT. Let's see system is determined or not. So if you do that much, that will give you a lot of good concept how the WPT determined. Once you, because it looks like easy, but once you start configuration, then the other means the steps you come to know that why I am not able to do. There is not only single steps to configuration for this one, because you require the material extension, you require the warehouse storage type configuration. Under this there is a bin, you have to put the indicators, you have to route through a particular bin and all these things. So if you try to do the basic things, then this will help you.
okay.
If you need, then I can ping you this chat group that what is the PO I used during inbound and outbound, so you can take the reference from this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So the next class will be on May 13th in that case, Sanjay?
Next week I'll be know. Yeah, 13. Got it.
May 13th is the next class.
Yeah.
Okay.